I'm so dang excited about today. We're hanging out with Sarah, who is the founder of the Tit Club, which, as I'm told, is the most inclusive, most non-exclusive club in town. The first time I came across the Tit Club, I think one of my friends must have shared it on Instagram, and I remember I was scrolling through her page and I came across a few pictures and I was like, am I allowed to like this? Because I love this. And that's exactly what Sarah is about. She's about getting you out of your comfort zone, questioning what we were taught to believe, looking at our bodies like magical works of art, and loving yourself like it's the most normal thing on the planet. Let's go in and see what we're in for.
So I had done a really big exhibition and then I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just moved home. I did a picture of my dog Maggie and my cat Tonks and I put it online, and of course every crazy pet mom was just like, I want one. So I started doing them and then I incorporated people, and then I was like, so Maggie and Tonks needs to be a thing, and then I created a custom range of prints. I created a range of prints and cards and like ready to buy things. Last April I started getting a bit grumpy at myself, I guess, that my art wasn't saying anything. Like, it was really cute and it made a lot of people happy, but it wasn't doing anything. I guess the way that I've always viewed art is it changes the world, and I knew that I wasn't doing that. So I started thinking of ways that I could do that and what ways I'd want to, and the majority of them all linked back to females and our bodies and our relationship with them. And then it all kind of snowballed from there. I lost a whole bunch of followers. So maybe we need to separate this. And then after a day of really weird brainstorming and probably the most erotic chat between my partner and I ever, I realised that the Tit Club was a handle that was free, which is crazy because it's the coolest name ever. And I was really inspired by the pot makers over in Europe. There wasn't a lot of it here, and I launched over in Melbourne beginning of October, and then kind of slowly released it all out from there, and now I'm here. So today we are going to recreate a smaller version of my I Am Woman paintings, which are like kind of abstract expressionist nudes. And yeah, this is amazing because you get to have a little bit of fun with it. You don't have to be so specific as like traditional nude art, which is generally very lifelike and realistic. This is kind of a little bit more whimsical and fun, and you get to incorporate the colour palette you like as well. So first off, you kind of work out what pose you want. I am a really bizarre artist and I don't tend to use references. And then we get the base sketch done on the watercolour paper, which is a special Canson blend. And then we go from there. So we start with an outline in a water resistant fine liner, and then we add in the base colours, and then we'll build up the layers with the watercolour. And then the final is to go over the outlines and add some really beautiful words into the line work with Tosca.
Sharpen a pencil.
Yeah.
Can you please get that on film?
So the biggest thing that artists do is they go through materials too fast, and the least money we have is for materials.
Yeah.
So it scrapes the wood off and sharpens the lead.
Tip number 1.
When you have a girl that comes up to your stall at a market or comments on something online and goes, oh my god, that looks like me, I think that's the coolest thing, especially when it's a woman or a teenager that doesn't necessarily feel like they've ever been able to see themselves before. It's a weird little feeling knowing that you've helped someone see them how they actually are, and not how we've been tricked into thinking we look by magazines and movies and everything ever that's designed to just make women hate themselves, really. my brain doesn't ever stop. It's Tit Club or Maggie and Tonks all the time, whether I'm in bed and it's 3 a.m, whether I'm out at the shops and I see something that could possibly be a good colour palette. Like, it's just always there. It's hard to get a balance of myself still being visible in the work that I'm creating and meeting customers' expectations and timelines and keeping things in place. It's relentless, but in the best possible way. Like, it's the only thing I would ever want to be this exhausted by, put it that way. But it is exhausting. Like, I never want to play down to people how hard it is. It's a very weird sentence to say. It's, how do you make a living? My tits.
The message that I really hope that everyone gets is that they are all worthy of being seen. If I can just create a space or a collection or a body of work where people know that it might not be exactly them, but there's someone like them. There's real, not just women, but real people. Part of it all was that I didn't feel like I was ever seen when I was looking at women. And that's a confronting thing when you're growing up and you're trying to figure out where your place is amongst everything. Especially with nudity and, oh my God, sex and all of that kind of stuff, but you can find a place where you feel represented, and I think the best place to do that's in art.
Her name's Maria.
Right, 70s feminism was women's rights and anger and frustration and down with the man and F the patriarchy and all of these things, and it was just women having to be loud and having to scream to be heard, and we're not part of that anymore, and it's sort of being described as the third wave of feminism. It's softer and it's kinder and it's gentler, and it's not just about women. I don't think women are necessarily at the forefront of feminism. It's any minority group. It's any person that's ever felt other, knowing that there is a group of people that are so focused on equality that they'll be safe, that they'll be welcome. And I think sometimes it's almost easy to describe what feminism isn't, and it's not hating men. I bloody love men. There are some that aren't great, but there are some women that aren't great. Like, it's not a gender-specific thing. I think the true meaning behind feminism should just be people getting to be people and doing it kindly and considerately and with no intent of harm. I started by reading Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay after watching her TED Talk, and it's a really good insight in 10 minutes, because the thing I found is that I realised there were so many things I was doing wrong as a feminist, and I was really struggling with the idea, well, maybe I shouldn't even bother because I just keep messing up. You know, I used pronouns wrong, or I still wanted to listen to hip hop that said something slightly inappropriate about a woman, and it was coming to terms with the way that it all plays into my everyday life. But yeah, just have a look, really. TED Talk is a great place to start. To be educated in this is hard because society has told you to stay ignorant to it. Do some research, find the authors that seem to resonate with you and go with those. But Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay is a good place to start.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to check Sarah's Instagrams out, I'll link them below. And until next time, see ya.